one thing, do I have that popped up here? Yes, the cars.
Oh, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, all of the cars, we're going to go into this a little bit here. So we found, I should have taken the time to get them all together. I have to kind of click through these, but here is the 2011, 2012, 2013. You can kind of see the similarities of these, and then you can see when they start to change. So there's 2013, 14, and 15. Then you can see here, 17 and 18, they start to change a little bit. 18 dramatically.
Yep.
Now, Kohberger drove a 15.
Really what I'm looking at is the headlights, the taillights, the shape of the car. All of that is very much almost identical. The wheels on the 2014 are different. I mean, other than that, they look so similar to me. I think if this was a moving vehicle with probably shitty cameras, I would have a hard time. We also mentioned how they amended the range of vehicles they were looking for. They were originally looking for 2011 to 2013, and then they amended it to extend it to what, 2016?
Yes. Yep.
And then we all know Kohberger drives a 2015. Well, the most logical explanation for the amendment there, I think, is that they had the shitty footage from around the location of the crime, from businesses and residential areas, cameras, probably Ring cameras. I mean, whatever cameras businesses might have, those are probably maybe a little bit higher quality. But again, we've seen business footage, and a lot of times it's shitty too.
It's garbage.
But then they start doing their search, and they go to Washington State to see who all drives an Elantra there, and they get video footage there of a vehicle leaving at 2 a.m., right?
I would like to see that, because I'd imagine WSU video footage is a lot better. I bet that coming from their parking lot's a lot clearer than these household cameras and even these business cameras on whatever streets he was passing by.
And potentially even saw it parked and not actually moving, or if moving very slowly. So you can get a better picture, a better detail from the camera of what type of car it was. So when they seen that the vehicle leaving the university at somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m., I can't remember the exact time. It's closer to 3 a.m., I believe, wasn't it? It was like 2:56 a.m.
No, which part?
Leaving the university.
I think it's so. Yeah, the first time he's seen leaving the university, I think it is 2:56. I believe. Yeah, I think that is. I have to find it up here, but. Yeah, something like that.
But anyway, I would imagine there was a clearer picture there, so he was able to extend the year of the vehicle. The expert, I mean, the FBI expert who,
because that was something we were talking about too. We were like, if this guy's an expert, why can't he out the gate figure out what's going on? And then we started thinking about how shitty the cameras would have actually been.
Well, I still think that's a mistake on his part. Is like, I mean, if this guy really is an expert, he knows what the 2011 to 2016 Elantras look almost entirely identical. Right. He should have just had that range from the beginning.
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to read through this just a little bit here as we can kind of break this down. As part of the investigation, an extensive search commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvas was conducted in the area of King Road residents. This video canvas was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13, 22, in the area of King Road residents and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspect or suspect vehicles traveling or leaving the King Road residence. Now, we were on the map last night looking at this and getting more familiar with this area, and the confusion with the road names is a part of this as well.
And that actually got cleared up by the witness we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Idaho student. He says they just call it King Road. They don't call they don't call the Queen Road part Queen Road. They just call the whole thing King Road. Mm-hmm. It's very confusing though when you're looking at a map and you're reading the PCA. It's like, what? It doesn't make sense. Like, for example, it says going eastbound on King Road, and you're looking at a map, you're like, well, that's not even possible. So
yeah,
what's going on there? But it got cleared up, so it makes sense now.
Yeah, we were reading this last night and going literally piece by piece and kind of playing with this on the map there. This video canvas resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have had conversations with other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing footage that was obtained. So, a review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan hereafter, suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound on 700 block on Indian Hills Drive at Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. So this is about 30 minutes after those kids were in the band field. It's the first time he's seen in this area. And westbound
Yeah, how close are those incidents? My goodness.
It's crazy.
Wow. And the cops were just there.
And not to go back and talk to these guys. And westbound on Steiner Avenue and Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appears suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. A review of footage from multiple videos obtained from King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of this vehicle, starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 when he sped away. These sightings show vehicle 1 make an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leave via Walenta Drive. Based off of my experiences as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with a very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during these hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit this area. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a 4th time, approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, which is the house directly in front of the Idaho 4 house, and then driving back westbound on King Road. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence, it appeared to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn in the road. So here we are. This is the area. Here's Queen Road.
So this is when he came back at 4:04.
Yeah.
He's driving up this way.
Yeah, right here.
The blurred out residence there is the 500 Queen Road.
One more. Here's 500 Queen Road.
Oh, that's yes. Actually, maybe those apart. Actually, no, it's the one. Yeah, the blurred out one, I believe.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
And then, of course, here is the actual home. And then I've got this video up here. You can kind of see these. And this is from Truth and Transparency. This is from my channel, but this is a month-old video, 4 months old video. But this is it's from the body cam footage when there was the noise complaint. And you can see the cops walking up this very street we're on right now, and you can kind of get the.
We're getting there, no change. I have a question about that as well.
The guy that comes out with Kaylee and sits on the couch here, if it looks like it appears.
Hold on one sec. Let me back up here. So yeah, you can see this is literally the area.
Also very strange. The guy that comes out with Kaylee and sits on the couch here.
So this is the area. Of course,
there we can see the driveway.
You can actually see it.
You can't see that on Google Maps because they've got everything blurred. But
right here.
So he comes up here. He comes up here and unsuccessfully tries to park or stop. It says, right? Does it say stop and park or stop or park?
It says.
How was it worded?
Let's see. Where was that? Suspect.
It appeared to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queen Road.
So yeah, he's moving all around this area.
Again.
Yeah,
he turned around again, went back to the intersection, did a 3-point turn, and came right back up.
And I was arguing last night that he's looking for the house. He's trying to find this house.
Yeah, and it's dark.
And it's dark. He's trying to figure out exactly where he's going.
Either the house or a place where he can kind of stash the car while he does the deed.
Exactly.
It looks like it appears that he's wearing zip ties on.
He has seen this and had the vibe, but still
wrists.
Because like you even said last night, he probably doesn't want to pull right up in the driveway.
Yeah, yeah. And then for a second, we were trying to take a moment to kind of get the feel of how big the driveway actually is. And you can kind of get the feel.
Strange. No clue what that is about. Kaylee doesn't seem to be intoxicated here either.
But yeah, that is the area right here with the worst naming of streets ever. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of King Road residence at approximately 4:20. So yeah, the next time, he's.
So we have no information about whether he parked or not, or where he went. Like, so does he just disappear after he goes eastbound down Queen Road? Does he I mean, if you go back to maps and you look at the little road that cuts to the right of the No, go back to the house.
Oh yeah, the one up
like in
top.
front of the house. That little road there that cuts.
Yeah.
Maybe he went up through there. Maybe he went straight ahead even and stopped the car. And they just don't have camera footage of him going up there and stopping or parking.
And then if you get closer here from a top view, you can see it wraps around here, and it does end up in a dead end.
Yeah, I would like to know where the car ended up getting stashed. And in the PCA, they don't seem to know. So they probably just lost sight of him, because they have to be relying on Ring cameras and things like that. Somebody's security footage they might be hanging off the corner of their house. And so if that's all they have, and that may not be recording at all times, that may be motion activated, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, next time we see him is a high rate of speed leaving at 4:20 a.m. Suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walenta Drive. Real quick, AZ with the $5. He drives straight ahead into the parking lot first, he says. Thank you, AZ, for that. Appreciate it, bud. And I'm sorry if I don't get to all these tonight. The chat is going crazy, and there's a lot of fucking people in here. If you're just hanging out in the background, please hit that like, guys. That'll help me out getting this thing out there to some new folks to learn about Publicly Buzzed. Appreciate it. Okay, yeah, so he's heading out on Walenta Drive here. Now, last night it took us a second to figure this out. Based on my knowledge of the area, of review of the camera footage in the neighborhood that does not show Suspect Vehicle 1 during that time frame, I believe that Suspect Vehicle 1 likely exited the neighborhood at Palouse River Drive and Costanoga Drive. Palouse River Drive is at the southern edge of Moscow and proceeds into Whitman County. Washington, yeah, straight into Washington. It's like a 10-minute.
And this is just an assumption by the police officer that wrote the affidavit. Yeah. This, like he said in the affidavit, they do not have footage from these neighborhoods, so they don't actually know what route he took.
So, yeah.
Until later, they picked them back up on cameras later, which they explain.
See, approximately 10 miles from Idaho, both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of Suspect Vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the FBI that regularly utilize surveillance footage to identify. Now, here's the expert. Yeah. Identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years of law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives him visual clues of vehicles across states to identify differences between the vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observations of Vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that Vehicle 1 was an 11 to 13 Elantra. Upon further review, he indicated it could also be an 11 to 16 Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is 11 to 16 White Elantra.
After reviewing numerous observations of suspect vehicle, yeah, so they don't actually specify that maybe camera footage from the university is what gave them the reasoning to extend the years, right?
Yeah.
I actually thought they said that last night when we were reading through this, but they do go into the Washington State University stuff right after, so maybe that's why I was thinking that.
Yeah, let's go a little further. Thank you, Low 12, for becoming a Buzz and Confused member. Appreciate that.
Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party, pal.
Love it, dude. Thank you. Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington State University campus located at Pullman. Our review of the footage indicated that at approximately 2:44 a.m., okay, that's when he was leaving, yeah, on November 13th, a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the White Elantra known as Suspect Vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the White Elantra, known as Suspect Vehicle 1, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards SR-270. SR-270 connects to Pullman. This camera footage from Pullman, Washington, was provided to the same FBI forensic examiner, the expert. The examiner identified the vehicle observed in Washington, Pullman, was a 14 to 16. So that's what it was. Yeah, that's what made us think that the cameras at WSU was probably way better, because once the examiner with the FBI got that footage, then he was able to narrow it down to 3
To 2
years,
years.
and
3 years,
and the
yeah.
actual car was the one in the middle. He basically kind of
I
nailed
mean,
it.
now let's go back and look at 2014 and 2016 vehicles. See how similar those are.
So yeah, here's 2014, here's 2015.
And there's 2016 at the top.
And they're
Same
literally
headlights, same tail
they're
lights.
super. They're the same car. Like
Different
see.
wheels, different rims
wheels.
on. But I mean, that actually could just be a package thing too.
Tail
You
lights
get
are
different
the
wheels,
same.
different rims based on how high end you know,
These side
you get
mirrors are different on 15.
Yeah.
And 15 has the darkest windows. I don't know. 16 and 15 are about the same. 13 has some pretty dark ones.
Yeah.
Actually, 18's dark as hell.
Well, that's another thing. Like they could be part of a package, or this could be aftermarket tinning.
That's very true.
Who knows?
That definitely could change as well.
Um,
Creed 64 to 199. Thanks for sharing this info. Thank you for being here. Definitely love it.
and they are. I can see some very slight differences, but they're very, very similar. And again, a camera is not close up, but again, this guy's an expert, so I need to maybe preface with that. But the camera is not, we're not looking at the vehicle like we are right here. It's the camera's
CL's an
up.
expert. He says not even close. An expert would be able to pick up faster than me.
The camera's going to be like higher up in the air, looking down on this thing. I mean, the angle that the camera, we don't know all of that.
Dude, I can't wait till we get fucking details, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
And we can get through with all this fucking bullshit.
To everyone's credit, who likes to use this car thing as reasonable doubt, I think it's fair. But the guy's an expert; he should know. 35 years experience and it specifically says that he's an expert in identifying vehicles. So he should have been better, honestly.
Yeah. That was the weirdest part. That's kind of what we were getting into last night. We're like, I mean, this guy's an expert. He's with the FBI.
I personally still don't. That doesn't put reasonable doubt in my mind. But again, I mean, I'm still, I need the evidence anyway. I'm not saying innocent or guilty.
It's really still he's innocent. Right now he is.
Yeah, he's innocent until
this
proven
man
guilty.
Gets proven guilty. Yeah, it's their burden to prove this currently. So
yeah, I'm not gonna.
But it's fun to talk about why we think that the probable cause holds up.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Until we can get. Yeah, at the end of the day, we need actual proof, though. You can't throw the guy away without more.
That's what sucks the most. We're going to have to wait forever.
I know.
We're going to wait so long for anything concrete.
Let's see. At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the suspect vehicle one, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman and WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 13 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northeast on Johnson Road. So yeah, I mean, the one thing about it is this one they got this car, the one that they followed from WSU, and they followed him through the camera system all the way to literally the Idaho home. Basically, they've not every single movement, but they pretty much followed this dude the whole way.
Yep.
But to see that laid out with hopefully actual camera or, the actual surveillance camera, that would be awesome. That would put a lot to bed, I think. And to see maybe how clear the WSU cameras are, and probably to see how shitty the cameras for the rest are, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit's crazy. And yeah, Chad is crazy too. Thank you guys all for hanging out. What's Drunk Turkey saying here? According to the most recent Airmail article, the FBI used software to manipulate the pictures to determine the year, make, and model. Whoa. I haven't seen that Airmail art, huh? He says, according to the most recent Airmail article, the FBI used software to manipulate the pictures to determine the year, make, and model.
Yeah, I can imagine, sharpening an image up or, to the degree that they can. It's not CSI. You can't you can't add resolution to an image that doesn't have it, right? AI can make up fake pixels to make things look a little sharper, but it's not real data. It's fake data. What you do is you take an image and you can sharpen it with the data that you have. You can bring colors out, things like that. But you definitely can't take a pixelated image and create data from nothing to make it sharper like they do in TV shows.
Yeah, some what was that one line you had that time? The CSI isn't real, guys.
Yeah.
CSI is real. Enhance.
But there's definitely stuff they can do, of course, to help bring out, especially to bring out the vehicle and help determine the make, model, year, all that stuff.
Just looking here real quick. The chat. It's going by there. Yeah, I'll probably be tuning in tomorrow night for the Drunk Turkey Show when they have the witness on. And again, like Dan said, I would like to watch this again. I did like how we did it last night, though, and I was even talking to Daniel, off and on randomly, because he was wondering, he's wondering exactly how we got the vibe we were getting from him. If we thought it was credible, which we did, but
Yeah, and while we're on that subject right now, Dogs Love Humans, we can 100% verify that this student Dave is not Enan Harsh.
Oh yeah, 100% not the same at all. Yeah. Yeah, he said right here, the word manipulate was their term, which I didn't like, and they still got it wrong at first, says Daniel.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's a pretty good point, because the guy's supposed to be an expert, and
that's what they're going to hammer him with, right? I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
That the most recent case where I saw experts get mad as fuck and get hammered was the Murdoch stuff, and they take a beating, man. Like, they'll ask them pretty much, like they're not pulling back punches. Like, and I'm like the defense shouldn't anyways. But it's going to get interesting when they start talking to this FBI expert, and they're like, so why did it take you, this, and wasn't there one bit of wording there that said exactly, like, I didn't know if it'd be like an instantaneous, like, oh wait, no, but I think it said upon further review, right? Like, what was that time frame? How long did it take for him to go, wait, no, I've never. But then again, to my own point there, I think that we figured that out when we got to the WSU part. Those cameras were probably a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
That's probably how they kind of eventually nailed down
a little bit.
3 years.
I think that helps a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah. Even still, you can really see differences you can see some differences in 2014 and 2016. So it's still a little odd. Like that side. But again, yeah, the angle of the camera and stuff, that's going to matter a lot. Like, if you look at 2014's mirror versus 2015's mirror, they're significantly different.
Yeah. And again, we're just regular dudes. An expert,
yeah,
he's called that for a reason. He's getting paid a stupid amount for a reason.
Yep.
That's interesting.